Hi everybody, so this is our first video for FYE, and what I wanted to do is show you how to navigate our course Canvas page. So we're going to launch from here. Hopefully you've been here before. This is the Great Bay homepage at greatbay.edu, and if you click up here in the upper right, actually all of these will bring you to the same place, but we're going to click on Canvas. So when we open this, our online resources all live here. If you are not familiar with this, you'll want to take a look around. SIS is where you can do registration tasks, you can get your financial information, all kinds of information, logistics kind of things that you need to know live in SIS. Your email is here as well, but for our purposes today, we're going to click on Canvas. And once I get into Canvas, it's going to show me what's called my dashboard. This has all of the courses that I'm involved in listed here on my sort of home page. So we are going to click on our class, which is FYE101. And when you get into here, you're going to see announcements. I've made a little introductory announcement here that you'll want to click on and read. And then you're going to want to start where it says start here. So this has our syllabus, it has our guidelines for grading the discussion board and what the expectations are for that, and some other important information that you'll want to review. One thing I want to point out to you about the discussion boards is that there are two separate due dates for each one. So you're going to need to spread out your postings throughout the week. So your first response is going to be due on Saturday, and your replies to others are going to be due on Tuesday. And this is so we can actually have a back and forth going and not just have everything kind of bunched together at one time, because we're trying to replicate as best we can the kind of discussion that we could have if we did have a face-to-face environment. Okay, so you're going to want to review this. If you follow the directions, if you follow the deadlines, you'll be absolutely fine. Everything is as clearly spelled out as I can make it, but if you do have questions, of course, you can always let me know. So the other thing I want to show you that's very important lives right here, and it has to do with deadlines if you want to drop or withdraw from the class. And I hope that no one does, of course, but if you do, there are certain deadlines that you need to adhere to. If you download this, by the way, it will be bigger and easier to read. I'm just not going to take the time to do that right now. So I've highlighted the deadlines here that apply to our class. This is a second half 7-week class running from March 23rd to May 8th. So you will see some deadlines here that are important. The first one is the deadline to drop and get a refund. Again, I hope that you stick with me, but if for some reason you do need to drop the course, I hope that you do it in time to get your money back. The deadline to do that is Monday, March 30th. Another important one to pay attention to is the deadline to drop with the W, which is April 20th. So if you kind of get into this and get into your semester, especially with, the transition that we're all making to online learning can be overwhelming for some people. If you get into this and you do realize that you're over your head, if you want to withdraw, please withdraw by April 20th, and that way you get a W grade and it doesn't hurt your GPA in any way to withdraw. One thing I'll say is if you do decide that you need to withdraw from this or any other class, if you're receiving financial aid, make sure that you talk to financial aid before you decide to drop a class. Okay? All right, so that is just something quick I wanted to point out to you that you kind of should keep in mind throughout the class. This is all going to be organized in what we call modules. It's these sections, okay? So here's our starting point. We kind of went over that. These are just useful resources that you will have. These are all optional. Nothing here is required for FYE. It's just things that you might find useful for this class, other classes, or just trying to navigate life as a college student. So I will add to these as we go. Okay? Now, this is where we're actually going to start, and this looks like a lot, and I understand that. It looks overwhelming. The reason that I choose to do it this way is because I want to make things as step by step and broken down as possible. So it's easy to look at this week one and go, oh my goodness, that's so many things, and feel overwhelmed. I hope that you don't, because if we break it down into steps, it's actually not that painful. Okay, one trick to use in this class or any other class is anything that has points attached to it. See how it says here March 31st and then it says 5 points. And this says 5 points, okay? Anything that has points attached to it represents something that you have to actually submit or provide or produce in some way. Everything else is, of course, important for you to look at and read. It might be instructions that you need to do those things, but there's nothing that you have to actually produce under these other pieces, okay? The only things that you're responsible to make something or submit something or hand in something are the ones that have points attached to them. So you're going to go down through each of these things, and you are going to just kind of work your way through this module. I have it all in sequence, okay? And you're going to just go step by step. Of course, you can contact me at any time with any questions. I also send out an email every week, so please check your student email. And it's just going to have an itemized list like this. These are just a reminder. These are the things that you need to do. So if there's ever any question, you can certainly let me know. Right now, you are only going to be able to see the module that we're in. And then when we get close to next week, I will open the next one. And that's just to kind of keep us all on task and moving through together. Okay, so discussion board, if you haven't done it before, is pretty straightforward. You can click on it here and it's going to just have the prompt. So this one is just an introduction. There's really no right or wrong answers. And you're going to hit reply and then you're going to be able to type your post. And I've done one here for you just to introduce myself and also you so that you have an example. And as we go through, you're going to be able to do that as well. You can also access the discussions over here by clicking on the discussion tab. I've put a few up here that are optional. This one is for any concerns or questions that you're having about the class. If you're having the question, I know it's a cliche that teachers always say, but it's true. If you have the question, someone else probably does as well. So feel free to post any concerns you have. And this one I just opened because when I'm in my face-to-face sections, I like to talk about happy stuff. I like to talk about what's going on with you, what positive things happened for you during the week, or share things that I think are funny, or goofy dog pictures, or something that just kind of brightens all of our days up a little bit. And I think that's going to be even more important right now with everything that's going on. So please feel free to post in here anything that, of course, it's optional, but anything that just is happy and positive that's going on that can kind of keep us all moving. So these are the two for this week that are mandatory. One is the introduction discussion and one is the discussion on purpose. So again, if I click here, this is going to be the question that you're going to answer. One thing to note is that you're not going to see other students' replies until you post your own response, and that's so that we don't have piggybacking. Okay, so you can you can access those things on the side, or you can access them from our homepage right under the module. It's going to take you to the same place. Okay, so throughout our course, this is going to be organized by weeks. Right now we're in week 1. Another thing to note for scheduling purposes is our weeks are not going to run by the calendar week. They're going to run from Wednesday to Tuesday. That's intentional and that's based on feedback that I've gotten from other students before who have indicated that they want a weekend in between, in the middle of their week for online courses. So taking that into consideration and the schedules that we all are dealing with, we are running our our weeks from Wednesday to Tuesday. So you're welcome to begin this course at any time. We're officially starting, so to speak, on Wednesday the 25th, and our first week will run through Tuesday, March 31st. If you have any questions about that, you can definitely let me know. Okay, so I hope that this has been helpful. I am always here as a resource for you. I worked at Great Bay for a very long time. I know it very well. As services begin to move online, I know that some things will get tricky. So if you ever need, any direction of where to go with a question or how to contact someone or how to access a service that we have, please ask me. I'm happy to be a go-to for you. Okay, so I hope this has helped you kind of see where we're going. If you have any questions, you can always shoot me an email, send me a message through Canvas, or the syllabus also has, I now have an office cell phone number that you're welcome to call during kind of regular business hours, and I'm happy to talk to you that way as well, set up a Zoom meeting, anything that I can do to support you in this class or in your other classes. I'm happy to do that. So I'm looking forward to getting to know all of you, and I hope this has helped give you an introduction to our class. And here we go. Welcome.